What is up, everybody? It's your boy Joey Work, Run Pure Bets. We're back. Gonna go over the entire MLB slate for tomorrow, June 10th. Um, you know, going back to yesterday's play. I gave out a free play on this YouTube channel under 4.5, first five in the Tigers Mariners. That was a W, a winner. So there was only 3 runs through 5, all from the Tigers. That makes my official YouTube record 29, 15, and 2. So you don't want to miss these winners. But as I always say, back at it. The grind continues, and we're back today. So I am having some internet problems. It was a big storm near me in Jersey, and my power has been going in and out for the last freaking 2 hours. The power must have went out 7 times. So if I do get disconnected here, don't worry, I will be back. But I'm going to try to bang this out real fast. So we get this thing going. All right, so first game, let me just send this to my guys. All right. So first game we got, obviously to get all content every single day of the week, including best bets, access to me in the private Discord. RunPureBets.com, baby. RunPureBets. Went 2-0 on official plays today. Obviously, I gave you a free play. I also took the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. That was a winner. So 25% off. Use bets 25 off to get 25% off your first month for Run Pure Bets. So if you're interested, definitely a good time to join. All right, let's get into this first game now. We got first game, LA Dodgers, Pittsburgh Pirates. Julio Urias, Mitch Keller. Keller, guys, so we got a line of Dodgers minus 200, under over set at 9. Obviously, Keller, the guy's been a nuisance. His whip is in the high 1.7s. He's got hit hard numerous occasions this year. And I've stated before, I really do like this guy's stuff. He hasn't just been able to put it all together. So, versus a very good, Dodgers offense, I don't think today is the day he puts it all together either. So his career ERA is in the 6s. This year, he's in the high 6s, I want to say, as well. So definitely a fade spot, a fade pitcher for me. Urias has been pretty good, He's got a decision in 10 of his 12 starts this year, 8-2 overall, 3.72 ERA to date. But he has had instances in which he did get hit hard this year. He has, pitched at least 5 innings in every start this year. And after yesterday, the Dodgers, or today, quote unquote, the Dodgers definitely need some innings from him because the Dodgers bullpen is taxed. Tony Gonsolin only pitched 1 2/3 innings today, and then the pen pitched the rest of the way. The bullpen pitched the rest of the way. And even yesterday, going back, I'm pretty sure they used 4 arms out of the bullpen. Joe Kelly's pitched back-to-back days, so he's probably out for tomorrow. I know my Run Pure Bets MLB partner JJ has hit the over in this series in both games. Obviously, 1-1. Game 1, he got the win over 7.5. Today, he did not. But don't get me wrong, there was plenty of chances for both teams. A lot of people left on base. And they're hanging a 9 here again. So I kind of do lean over here. I think the Dodgers basically could potentially get there themselves. Keller's going to be shitting his pants out there, especially versus, potent Dodgers offense. And I expect plenty of free passes from him and foot traffic all over the bases. So lean is definitely full game over, as well as the Dodgers. I think they're going to give up some runs here, especially if, they go to the pen early. If Urias gets hit hard, man, they are in for some trouble. But I think they're going to try to stretch him out as long as they can go. So that should, get the Pirates some runs. But all in all, I think the Dodgers are definitely going to score off of Keller and get to him early. So for the show purposes, a best bet will be Dodgers team total over 2.5, and that's in the first 5. That's available via PointsBet at minus 120. Shout out Deer Slayer, Abrasive in the chat, Jordan Elmore. How about that home run robbery in the first? Yeah, that was dope. And unfortunately, the guy got hurt. So prayers to him. I hope he's all right. But he came out right after he rocked the wall. But that was a nice, very, very nice play. Okay, next game I got is Brewers, Cincinnati Reds. Milwaukee minus 115, under over set at 8.5. Travis Shaw did get hurt today and leave the game. I think he separated his shoulder. But the Brew Crew team is hot. I know they lost today, but they're 8-2 last 10. Have been rolling since Yelich got back in the lineup. Now they get a struggling, to say the least, Luis Castillo. He enters his matchup 6.63 ERA in 51 innings this year. He did, however, have a bounce back start his last time out versus the Cardinals. 6 innings, 3-hit ball, only 1 earned run on a solo bomb. But he does have some good numbers versus Brewers team. But with that said, I'm definitely not confident in backing Luis. I need to see a couple more good starts before I have confidence in backing him. And going for the Brewers, Freddie Peralta, he's had great stuff. It's been on display all year. I've always known he had good stuff. This year he's finally turning around, and it's working to his favor. He's getting in the win column, and he's really maturing into a good pitcher. His last start, he only allowed, in his last 5 starts, he's only allowed more than 1 run once. And he's pitched against his Red Squad back on May 23rd. That was the one time he gave up more than 1 run. He only pitched 4 2/3, gave up 2 earned. So he does in 65 plate appearances. This Reds team has a 331 X weighted on base percentage with Peralta, which is pretty good. But Freddie is definitely the better starter of the two for sure. I definitely can't trust Luis Castillo yet. And with how hot the Brewers' bats have been, my only lean here would be Brewers money line at minus 115. I'm sure you could shop around, get even a better number there, but that would be a lean, is Brewers money line. Ray Valley, good stuff, Joey. Appreciate it. AJ's. Hey, Joey, do you like tie after first inning bets? No, man, I do not really mess with the under a half first inning or no run first inning. I really don't mess with those. If I'd rather just take an under first 5. The volatility on those, they could score 1 run, a solo homer in the first inning, and that could be the only run in the first 5. So I like to take my advantage. That's too much of a crapshoot for me. I like to see where the numbers align and just take, if I like an under, it'll be first 5 or full game. But I rarely bet no run first inning. Thanks for the question, though. Atlanta Braves, Philadelphia Phillies next game. Phillies minus 130, under over set at 8. Ian Anderson, Zach Wheeler. Good matchup here. Ian has had continued success in his career. Obviously a short career nonetheless, but he still had success. His advanced numbers are pretty good. He's limited to contact and is getting ground balls on about over 50% of the balls in play. I know although his last 2 starts, he didn't pitch more than 4 innings in either, give up 4 runs in both start. And this Phillies team has seen a lot of them this year. This will be his 4th start versus Phillies team. They have a 361 ex-Woba versus Ian. With that said, the Braves team has very good numbers versus Zach Wheeler as well. 369 weighted on base percentage in 173 at-bats. Freddie Freeman batting .425 with 17 hits in 40 at-bats versus Mr. Wheeler. And in 2 starts versus the Braves this year, he's pitched 11 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 14 strikeouts. He basically had 1 good start where he gave him no earned runs, and the other start, I don't think he pitched 5 innings and gave up all 3 of those runs. This Braves lineup, obviously not as potent, missing Marcell Ozuna. And Wheeler has pitched really good this year. 2.51 ERA, 82 innings, 100 strikeouts, only 18 walks. They were saying last year was his best year ERA-wise, and he really turned to stone. And, he's came back this year, and he's been very impressive. With all that said, Phillies' pen was terrible last year. They've been, definitely much better this year, and they are fully rested. So the lean would be the Phillies here. But no official play here for me, just because this team hits Zach Wheeler pretty good. But a lean would be Phillies if I was forced to side. So next game I got Seattle Mariners, Detroit Tigers. Let me refresh this. I'm not seeing a line on this game yet. I don't have a line because Detroit has not named a starter yet. I'm seeing Justice Sheffield for the Mariners. Man, oh man, the Mariners really need this guy to stay healthy, that's for sure. As almost all of their starting pitchers have been or are injured at one point this year. Justice, nothing to write home about. The lefty has given up 63 hits in 54 innings this year. He throws a sinker over 40% of the time, and if he doesn't locate it, he's in for a rough afternoon. So he luckily gets a Tigers team in the bottom of all offensive categories versus lefties. And it's basically I'm reading it's a bullpen game for the Tigers. Ronnie Garcia, looks like the starter. His advanced numbers, not good. He gives up 45% hard contact. and he barely strikes anyone out. Issues a lot of free passes, but I don't expect him to pitch more than 2 innings, and then it'll be a bullpen game. So obviously, there's no line in this game, but the lean would be the Tigers and overs because I think the Tigers should score on Sheffield. Maybe even Tigers team total over is enticing. The bullpen game should mean runs for the Mariners as well, especially after an extra inning game today for both teams. The Tigers threw 6 arms in this extra inning game, eventually lost the game to the Mariners. I think the Mariners scored 5 runs in extras or something crazy because it was 4-4 going to extras, and I think they had 9. Yeah, I think they scored 5 runs in extras. So with that said, the lean will be over. No official play here. I may pull the trigger once a number comes out. Run Pure Bet subscribers, I will let you know in the Discord if I do pull the trigger, and it will be on our official spreadsheet. So if you're not a member, again, runpurebets.com, bets 25 off to get all my official plays and the whole team's official plays. So I appreciate it. Shout out the chat. Drew, my guy Drew in the chat. That's a subscriber. I know that. Kevin Riley. Donald, hi. When I sign up for the VIP sports betting package, what sports are covered? Every sport, Donald. MLB, NBA, UFC, tennis, NASCAR, PGA. Everything. We do everything, buddy. Everybody has their own, respective sports. Mine would be baseball, MMA, and some NFL. And I dabble with college basketball as well. But, everybody has their respective sports, and everybody is very good at their respective sports. Martin Riggs in the house. My guy, what is up? When are you trying to get smacked in MLB The Show? I kicked out all the guys who didn't play in the league. So we're down to about 15 people. So let's keep this thing going. After this week's passed, maybe we just get it down to 8 and we just play a playoffs from there. But let's get on to the next game before I lose my power. San Francisco Giants, Washington Nationals. I see no line here either, probably because the weather looking like 65% chance of rain. The Giants are traveling in from Texas here, and the Nats, they're traveling in from Tampa as well. So the Red Hot Giants, with the best record in the National League, keep impressing me, keep impressing everybody in the whole league. They lost 1 series in all of May thus far. In all of May, they lost 1 series. And, June, they're kicking ass in June as well. So after a terrible year in 2020, Anthony DeSclafani has definitely been impressive this year. 5-2, 3.51 ERA in 12 starts. This will be his first matchup versus this Nationals team. But in 131 plate appearances, they have a 292 X-weighted on-base percentage versus him. So they have success at times, but nothing crazy. And this Nats team in the last 12 games has only scored over 3 runs 3 times. So, they're definitely struggling at the plate. Mad Max Scherzer going for the Nationals. He's been really good. He hasn't allowed more than 2 runs in 7 straight starts. He's still a strikeout machine, 104 strikeouts in 77 innings. And he's had a lot of success versus Giants team. 73 plate appearances. They bat 186 versus Max. Obviously, I'm not interested in bullpens here. Both these teams played extra inning games today, and the bullpens are taxed. The Nationals have used all their big guns either yesterday or today, and some even both. So pending weather, I'm interested in a first 5 under. Obviously, this is still pending weather and the line because there's no line yet. But again, this is another one where I'll let Run Pure Bet subscribers know if I do pull the trigger. Izzy B24, shout out. What does Draft Cheat do? Draft Cheat mainly does MLB. He also does MMA with me. Every pay-per-view UFC event, we do MMA show for free. But he does MLB every single day, and he's killing the MLB DFS side for sure. Okay, next game, I got Houston Astros, Boston Red Sox. Red Sox minus 110. Under-over set at 9. Looks like the Astros, just have this Red Sox team's number. Losing 3 or 4 to them. The Red Sox have lost 3 or 4 to them earlier this month, and now they lost game 1 and 2 of this series. So the Astros have outscored in those 6 games. The Astros have outscored them 33-8. Tomorrow we got Zach Greinke versus Eduardo Rodriguez. So this will be Greinke's first start versus the Red Sox team this year. he's been able to succeed, obviously, this year with and previous years with deception. He's getting batters to swing outside the strike zone. He rarely walks anybody, and he has good advanced numbers without, an overpowering fastball. 3.67 FIP the last 4 years, 3.85 Sierra. So every time I look up, starting pitchers' numbers, I always do it based off the last 3 to 4 years. I don't go past that because, guys are getting on the older, especially Greinke is on the later stages of his career. So I like to just figure in the last couple of years. But as we know, this Astros lineup mashes lefties. They have the most hits, most runs scored, and have the highest on-base percentage versus lefties in MLB this year. And here comes Eduardo Rodriguez, giving up 35% hard hit contact, and he's allowed 3 or more runs in 5 straight starts, and 7 of his last 8. He started the season pretty good. Obviously, he has struggled since then. Enters his matchup with a 5.59 ERA in 58 innings. I mean, this is pretty clear cut for me. I'm going to stick with the hot bats here and the better starting pitcher. Give me the Astros at almost an even price. I'm seeing Astros minus 103 via FanDuel in New Jersey, and that will be one of my best bets as well. Astros money line minus 103. Sports Keg in the house, my guy. What is up? All right, next game we got Colorado Rockies, Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins minus 190. Under over set at 7.5. I mean, this is like something out of Kegs. This is like a quote from him. I mean, in what world are the Marlins minus 190? Like, that's a rhetorical question because it shouldn't be anybody's world. I get these Rockies bats have been terrible outside of Coors Field, but goddamn, making the Marlins a 2-1 favorite? That's a little much. You're smoking a devil's lettuce. Holy hell. Chichi Gonzalez going for the Rockies. His advanced numbers the last 4 years, obviously terrible. But again, this is a guy who's pitched in Coors Field almost his whole career, and his numbers outside of that park are much better. The Marlins haven't seen any really of Chichi Gonzalez, so I think he can limit this offense that is in the bottom 5 in runs scored in baseball. Plus, Marlins Park, another favorable pitcher's park. So, first round 2017 draft pick and arguably Miami's best starter this year, Trevor Rogers gets the bump. He's impressive. He really improved his slider, striking out almost 30% of batters this year, throwing his four-seamer 60% of his pitches. I'm interested to see, though, on his spin rate, because I was reading the four-seamer had the most spin rate because of the sticky stuff. And I'm sure a lot of guys have been using it. I don't want to hear just Garrett Cole and blah, 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 and Bueller have been using it. Bauer have been using it. A lot of guys have been using it. One MLB player even said that since it's been called out that, there's been sticky stuff, 12 starters spin rate have gone down, and that's only happened about 5 days ago. So already 12 starter spin rates have gone down. But throwing that out, Trevor's never pitched against this Rockies team, and he should hold the advantage here. He's only allowed more than 2 runs in 1 of his 12 starts this year, so pretty damn impressive. 1.97 ERA. And as I mentioned, Colorado's lineup is butt cheeks, especially outside of Coors Field. This team has been struggling to score runs. I do think this will be low scoring. 7.5 is probably, a nice enough line, but I can't back the Marlins at almost minus 200. I just can't do it. I really can't. So with 9 other games in play, this is just a pass for me. Next game, we got Blue Jays, White Sox. Blue Jays minus 115. Under over was at 8. And it's now bet up to 8.5. Shout out Walla Walla Dose. He said, make that a shirt. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I will make it a shirt if you want me to. Joey Works the man. Let's go. Sauce Boss. I appreciate you, my guy. Obviously, Hyunjin Ryu going for Toronto. I'm talking about Toronto, Chicago. Toronto minus 115 under over was at 8. Got bet up to 8.5. And it is juiced basically to the over still, I'm looking. Ryu has good numbers, good advanced stuff, but to the eye test, he doesn't do it for me. He really doesn't. I watched him pitch numerous times as he's a division rival with the Yankees, and I'm surprised he's had so much success. The guy mixes in his off speed, keeps the ball down, does a great job of keeping the ball down, but he did get roughed up his last start versus a team who mashes lefties in the Astros. And speaking of teams that mash lefties, here's step in the White Sox. This team's top 5 in all major categories versus lefties and have shown to have a lot of success. the previous couple years versus lefties. But this active White Sox team hasn't seen much of Hyun-Jin Ryu. So that is that question. And they have, somewhat been limited this year. Their offense either pops off or it doesn't, I feel. And going for the White Sox, Dallas Keuchel. He kind of pitches like Hyun-Jin Ryu, except he doesn't have the added velocity on that fastball. Keeps the ball down, tries to get ground balls. He's in the middle of the pack at advanced numbers-wise. And this will be the rubber match, After the White Sox won Game 1, Blue Jays fought back and scored 5 total runs in the 8th and 9th inning today in Game 2 and won. So this will be the rubber match of the game. So my lean is definitely the Blue Jays first 5. I do think Ryu is the better of the starting pitchers. And you could probably get that at a decent price. Keuchel should be able to get hit, especially this Toronto offense is pretty damn good. As for the Pens, the White Sox definitely have the better of the two there. So I want no part in a full game here. But either way you bet this, you're going to be biting your nails the whole time. Yeah, either of these teams can score in a hurry. So ultimately, I'll probably be off this game, but the lean is Blue Jays first 5. So now we're going to Minnesota. Yankees versus Minnesota. I'm not seeing a line here either. Michael King versus J.A. Happ. Yankees going for the sweep here. J.A. Happ can get some revenge versus old team if that's what you call it. I just don't expect it to be good revenge because Happ doesn't scare my brother's baseball team, He slowly got hit hard as the season progresses and isn't someone I'm interested in backing, especially versus a good offense in the Yankees, obviously, who have looked like an actual offense this series versus the shitty Twins starting pitching. So their offense has slowly came around. And Happ has a 6.03 FIP versus Yankees lineup, which is really bad. His advanced numbers, nothing to write home about. They're slightly better than Mitch Keller. And if we're comparing starters, and if you go back in the video, you'll hear what I said about Mitch Keller. The guy is not that good. And Happ's numbers are basically comparable to him. Obviously, Keller has been, Happ's been in the league much longer than Mitch Keller. So Keller definitely has better future for sure. But man, I think the Yankees are able to score a couple runs off him, say 3-4 runs off a Happ in about 4 innings, maybe 5 innings, 4 runs. And Michael King hasn't been impressive this year either. I know his numbers aren't bad, but the eye test is something else. I watched all 3 of his starts this year, and he's got hit hard. He's given up 8 runs. He's facing a Twins lineup who hasn't seen him, but they should fare well versus the righty. They have almost a 500 slugging. I mean, he's given up almost a 500 slugging percentage against, over 40% hard hit rate this year. Obviously, there's no line out here, but a lean would be over. I'm not even totally against betting both team totals over because you will not lose both those bets. You will definitely split one of them. You could go 1-1. Best case, you win them both, but I would be very surprised if you lost both of those bets. And last game we got is Kansas City Royals, Oakland Athletics. Oakland opened at -135, got bet up to almost -150 in places. Over set at 8. Mike Minor, Frankie Montas. Mike Minor, this guy just eats innings. He's he reminds me of Lance Lynn. Another Lance Lynn, obviously a righty, but Mike Minor a lefty. But man, this guy just eats innings. Obviously, he gets roughed up at times. He almost has his ERA in the high 4s. Last couple starts, they've been hit or miss. Minnesota he pitched bad, Detroit he pitched bad. Then he mixed in a good start versus Pittsburgh and a Tampa Bay team that can't hit lefties unless you walk them all day. The White Sox smashed him. Pittsburgh gave up. So, he's been really hit or miss. He is definitely on the later stages of his career. This Oakland team should be able to score a couple runs off of him. And Frankie Montas is a guy I like personally. I know his numbers don't really back it up. His advanced numbers are actually pretty good. Where's Frankie Montas? His advanced numbers middle of the pack, FIP 4.07, XFIP 4.07. Yeah, Sierra 4.21. So middle of the pack. He pitched in Colorado last game. Obviously, Coors Field, recipe for disaster. He only gave up 3 earned. Colorado's offense, not the best. Before that, he pitched good against the Angels. somewhat okay versus Seattle, good versus Houston, and good versus Minnesota. So the last couple starts he has somewhat got roughed up, but this is a good bounce back spot versus a Royals team struggling at the plate. I think they scored 1 run today, 1 run yesterday, maybe 2 runs the day before. So they're really struggling. They're traveling in from LA to Oakland. So not that far of a travel, but still a travel day. I guess, at the line, the lean would be on Oakland. Maybe if you really want to bet Oakland, you take them first 5, lay the half run, and that's it. But my best bets will be Astros money line -103 via FanDuel in New Jersey. And an official show play best bet will be Dodgers team total over 2.5 first 5. That's -120 via points bet. Obviously, I probably will add 4 Run Pure Bet subscribers, but a couple lines. I got 3 games that lines aren't out yet. I'll be up bright and early, and I will let everybody know. If I don't do it tonight, I will be up bright and early and let everybody know in the Run Pure Bets Discord and on the spreadsheet if I add anything additional. And I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Please hit the like button. I don't ask for much. I'm doing this every week for free, 3 times a week. All I ask for is a like, a subscribe. Follow me on Twitter @JoeyWork. And that's it. I'm giving out free winners. My record, my official YouTube record since starting these MLB shows since 2021, MLB record 29-15-2. So you're up a good amount of money, no matter how much you bet on each game. Just stick to the 1 unit size on each game, and you're up a good amount of money. I appreciate you, Joe K, for hitting that like button. Donald, the bag is real. Look at it. Look at it, bro. With that record, 29-15-2, the bag is real. I appreciate you, AJ, Izzy, Joe K, Donald, Adam Nate. Shout out Joey for dodging the power outage, prepping for this video. Props to the electric company for not failing us during the live video. Yeah, Adam, I hear you, bro. I swear on my mother, my power went out like 6 times when I was prepping for this video, doing my homework. I was watching the games for tonight. And literally the power kept going in, out, in, out. Had to turn the TV back on, go to MLB TV. Both times, both TVs back on. Had to get the internet back on because the internet went out every time. All my clocks are at 12 midnight because they all have been shut off. I have to reset them all. But it is what it is, You live, you learn, you prosper. And that's what we're doing. Princess Choo, Astros full game money line. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys all for hanging out. I will be back probably Friday with a UFC fighter, interviewing him. And then Sunday with JJ and Holden doing more baseball. JJ will have you covered Friday in the bases. And, the season continues. I'll be back again next week, Tuesday, Wednesday night on this channel. So make sure to get the notifications every time we go live, because Spread goes live every day. Keg is live all the time, doing either for subscribers or not, winning you lots of money in NASCAR, winning you lots of money on the live betting show. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Jorge Lopez, appreciate you, buddy. Hit the like button. Joey Works out.